Result of the previous sections. You can see the white egg just in front of the last leg, so it's easily the skin on the berry is quite transparent, so it's quite easily to see gravid females, to see the eggs through the skin. Sometimes they probably reabsorb unfertile eggs because they suddenly disappear and they never lay anything. Next. Okay, these are my first eggs laid in July 2004. Breeding season usually starts when the temperatures started rising in the spring. Usually I put young pairs together in March. The older pairs usually start laying eggs in February or March, but some females don't start laying them before April or May. Next. Time between clutches is about 2 months, about 60 days. In colder months, in spring and autumn, and in the summer when the temperatures are higher, it's only about 6 weeks between one and the next clutch. All eggs are buried in the substrate under shelters. I never found any eggs outside shelters. They're never buried very deep, only a little bit under the surface. So you can always find them, see small mounds of substrate, and, to dig there for the eggs. Next one. Okay. Females will usually lay between 3 and 5 clutches per season, but they usually only produce between 4 and 6 babies per season. They are not so very productive like some other species. They will lay either 1 egg clutch or 2 egg clutches, or with almost the same frequency. Especially in young females, it's quite often that they will lay only 1 egg, 1 single egg, or they will lay 2 eggs when one is calcified and fertile, while the other is soft and unfertile. Next one. Back. Okay, so this is almost the complete breeding season because of the long incubation times. This is almost the complete breeding season of about 2 years ago. Yeah, one very interesting observation with Masobe, that every single clutch of eggs that was laid together with some fecal matter. I always found eggs together with excrement. I don't know if this behavior is just a product of captivity where we feed our animals very well, or it's some kind of strange behavior that they use in nature to maybe deter the predators with some smell of excrement, so they could probably think the eggs are going bad. But every time I collected eggs, I had to clean them of the fecal matter that was sticking to them. So every time when you take them out, you first have to clean them with some soft paper towel before they are placed in the boxes for incubation. Eggs are round, very similar in size and shape to Uroplatus hinkeli eggs. If you place them together, you almost wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them. All the eggs that are partially soft or unevenly calcified can usually just be discarded. They are never fertile. Even some good eggs that look normal, like other normal fertile eggs, can go bad after a couple of weeks. And it's very important for the first few weeks of incubation to check eggs at least daily, because some unfertile eggs that are calcified well can literally explode inside the box and spray all over other eggs. So this mess of course has to be cleaned immediately to prevent any harm to other good eggs. Eggs are around 3 grams in weight, between like 2.9 and 3.5 grams, depending on the female. Some younger females, of course, lay smaller eggs than the bigger ones. Single eggs are usually a bit bigger than double egg clutches. Next one. So the incubation temperatures. These days I incubate a lot of my gecko eggs outside the incubators, because the first thing is incubators can malfunction and either cook the eggs, or in other case they can switch off and the temperatures can fall below the desired temperature. So a lot of eggs, including Masobe, are incubated in the gecko room at fluctuating temperatures, which are of course lower by night, usually between 66 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit by night, and between 71 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit by day. I forgot to tell, all the eggs are placed on dry sand, on bottle caps, and after that they are placed on vermiculite mixed with water in 1:1 ratio of weight. So none of the eggs are actually in contact with wet vermiculite. If eggs are not collected from terrarium soon enough, if females by chance they lay them in the substrate that's getting too wet, the eggs can actually crack. When they take in too much water, the shell is not flexible, so it will just crack and the eggs will go bad. So as soon as possible, the eggs should be collected and put in the incubation boxes under more controllable situation. Special attention should be paid to the eggs for the first few weeks, as I said, because some of the eggs go bad in that first period of time. But after about 3 weeks of incubation, you can you can see them turning pink when the wings start to form inside the egg around the embryo. So after the eggs get pinkish glow, they are usually safe, and you can leave them be for the next few months and not look at them every day. Yeah, of course, the incubation boxes, they have few little holes for incubation, so you don't have to open them every week or every few days, and don't have to worry about embryos suffocating inside eggs. The eggs can actually tolerate higher temperatures, up to maybe 28 degrees Celsius or 82 Fahrenheit for shorter periods of time, but for longer periods temperatures should be lower, just to be on the safe side. After about 3 months of incubation, the eggs usually turn completely dark, so that's a good sign the embryo has grown and filled the egg completely. So for the last few months, if candled, eggs are completely dark. Incubation times. Of course, according to these fluctuating temperatures, which are a bit lower in winter or spring, and higher in summer, incubation times fluctuate from about 4.5 months, about 130 to 140 days for the eggs that hatch during warmer months. And the incubation can last even to more than 6 months in colder months, about 180, even 200. The longest incubation was about 200 days, about 6.5 months during the most colder months of the year.